It's all good. Just count us
Okay.
off.
All right, welcome back, everybody. We're here with Rawr versus Mammoth.
Yeah.
Rawr looking to make back their loss from the game before.
Yeah, they can take back first place by half a game if they do manage to pull out this W. Oh, bands coming out: Lucian, Kaisa, Rek'Sai. You know, these are all standard bands.
Okay. The stream is a little behind. It will catch up as we are discussing what's going on.
Yeah, so, you know, Vladimir, Swain, Ezreal coming out from Rawr, they just don't want to see another game with an Ezreal. That was such an annoying bot lane for them. And the Swain, I don't think they enjoyed that matchup much. But, you know, standard bans in a sense. Rek'Sai coming out again as a ban. You know, the buff to her ult, her buff to her Q. I don't know. Rek'Sai might come back into the meta. What do you think?
Oh. Sorry.
All good.
Had both things open. Rek'Sai coming back into the meta is a very real possibility, especially with the way that the meta is fluctuating right now, and people are still trying to figure out just what is optimal and what isn't exactly optimal. That's why we see the bottom lane in the state that it is.
The crit item changes and all that jazz. You know, the emphasis on, you know, a 1-item spike versus, you know, a 3-item spike. They just want to, you know, get the game moving faster and faster and faster. But, you know, it's a
now
yikes.
we do see an Alawi and a Varus.
That
Alawi coming out for Rawr and a Varus coming out for Mammoth.
the Varus, you know, he's still a fine AD carry, even though, you know, they attempted to gut Rageblade. It's not the worst pick in the world. There's definitely a lot worse AD carries that you can pick. The Alawi is what I want to go on about. Question mark to that. You're versing an Orin. It's, you know, interesting, to say the least. That
He is well known for those self-counter ganks, though.
That is true. And, you know, Nendi did get ganked a lot last game. So it does make sense that they would try to get him onto a champion that can self-sustain, because the top laner didn't really get ganked much for the side of Rawr. So going to Alawi, I can see it. There are definitely other champions that can do her job better, but it's not the worst pick I've ever seen.
What do you think about the Ornn pick and the Gragas when you see a Trundle on the enemy team?
So, if it's Gragas jungle, the Gragas tends to build more AP, you know, going into the Runic Echo, going into Aurelia, stuff like that, trying to be that engaged, but also doing a lot of damage. So, I'm not really too concerned with the Gragas. I think Gragas top is a bit better than Gragas jungle, because there are junglers that do great against Gragas. Trundle-ish, you can disengage away from him, you know, you can E through the pillar, you can slow him with your cast. So it's not the worst matchup, but there's definitely ones that are better. The Ornn, you know, great engage. They do have a really good engage composition. Even if you look at the top 3 champions that they pick, you know, Varus, Ornn, Gragas, there's so much engage, so much disengage. I'm really liking how their composition's coming together. Rawr, on the other hand, you know, they picked up the Zoe. It's, you know, even though she did get hurt a little bit this patch, it don't matter. She still one-shots. It hurts. Like, from 2,000 range away, she Q, then, you know, ults in and just one-shots. It's not a fun time. It has a lot of damage. So
And those
we can
hard-to-read bubbles that appear through every jungle wall.
Yeah, right? Whew. Like, you'll just sit there, you know, do blue buff, just get Sleepy Bubble troubled out of nowhere, and just get one shot, you know, just a slap in the face, you're gone.
So it looks like Mammoth, sorry, but it looks like Mammoth was trying to make a power play with their bans. You notice that they banned out 480 carries, and they still managed to pick up Xayah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they did ban out the strongest 80 carries in the meta, you know, Kai'Sa, Lucian, Misfortune, and Jhin. Misfortune is kind of just a niche pick, and I probably wouldn't have banned Misfortune. If anything, I would have banned the Xayah instead of Misfortune. But, you know, a lot of people who don't know how to play against MF don't like to play against it. Like, if you don't know how to do it, you just don't want to do it, period. And, you know, I can see where that would come in. So I do really like Mammoth's composition, though. You know, you have the Xerath who can play really back. And, you know, I've played with Twiz before, and his Xerath is pretty good. You know, so I'm excited to see how Mammoth will play this game out, who they're going to gank, who they're going to put priority onto. But on the other hand, you know, you have Yasuo versus Alawi. You know, their bot lane isn't the most ideal bot lane. You have Varus Orion versus Xayah Rakan, one of the strongest bot lanes in the game. Yeah, honestly, if they have the same skin on, I swear to God. But, you know, I definitely give the edge onto Rawr for their bot lane. And if I'm Trundle, I'm definitely looking bot lane the entire game. Alawi can self-sustain. Zoe shouldn't lose to Xerath. So if I'm Trundle, I'm pathing towards bot lane. I'm level 2 cheesing bot lane. I'm doing everything in my power to get that Xayah Rakan ahead, because they can carry the game. But this is another situation where, like, Rawr put them... Rawr did the same thing that they did last game, where it's like, if they're not ahead, they are going to lose. That Mammoth's composition is just way too good. They have engage, they have disengage, they have damage, they have a lot of damage. So
that's a lot of damage.
They need some flex tape to help seal that, because that's a lot of damage right there. But, you know, Mammoth's comp is just really, really good. And, like, unless Rawr get ahead, they're gonna lose this game. That's just, it is what it is.
What do you think about the threat range of each team?
Both have their ups and downs, you know. The Rakan engage, he can engage from, you know, 1,500 units. Zoe can assassinate someone from 2,000 units away. But on the other hand, you do have the wind wall. You have disengage and engage from Orin's Call to the Forge God. You know, you do have Varus Chain of Corruption. Like, you have a lot to go in. And plus you have the Gragas RE, or ER, whichever way you wanna put it. So both teams have their advantage and disadvantage, but I definitely give engage, disengage over to Mammoth. That their composition is just wow. They got away with a lot of things, I'm not gonna lie to you.
So we're starting to get to the loading screen now. Do you see, are there any keystones in particular that catch your eye?
I'm noticing that both 80 carries are taking lethal tempo, and I feel for ADC right now, you either take lethal tempo or you take fleet footwork. I'm kind of a little surprised that the Varus is taking lethal instead of fleet footwork, because he's going to get poked out by the Xayah. The Xayah Rakan does win, you know, the bot lane matchup, period, 2v2. But, you know, Lethal Tempo is more for late game. He's just going to run through the Trundle, run through the Alawi. Like, his job is just to stand behind the Orin, the Gragas, the Yasuo, and just hope to God he can get those autos in with the Lethal Tempo buff. Other than that, you know, summoner spells are normal. Alawi took Klepto, so I feel like she thought it was an Orin, and now it's a Yasuo, and that's kind of like, unless you can get the poke onto the Yasuo, Klepto is probably not her best keystone. She could have probably gone with the tankier option, but you know, she does want to get that gold lead through Kleptomancy, so it's not the worst idea.
It does apply to her ghost.
Yes, that is true. Are they going to try invade?
We're seeing a lot of pings going out for blue side guarding the river, and red side looking like it might be wanting to invade the bottom tri-bush.
This is not going to work.
They might get lucky and catch themselves a Varus.
They're going to be spotted out right. Give it a second.
Playing the vision very well here.
Unless Rakan can get a W in. This is not going to work.
They're walking in.
It's going to get
Varus
spotted
sees it
immediately.
and walks away.
Now, if I'm Mammoth, I go ward topside. Go ward the jungle. Let the Gragas, you know, start blue, go red, you know. Jungle vertically. But, you know. Guess they're not going to do that. They're just going to start standard with bot lane. Work towards top.
Do you think we might see a scuttle fight?
If I'm Gragas, I'm probably going red to Raptors to my other scuttle. I'm just trying to avoid conflict. Now, we did start W. Oh my goodness. It hurts me. It hurts me a little bit as, you know, a former Gragas one trick. It hurts. Because you can get so much more value out of just starting the Q and just getting the max damage, 450 damage, level 1, versus, you know, the W resist and, you know, the
Going
bit
up
of
to 150% after it's charged.
Yeah, so it hurts, but it is what it is. But wow, the Gragas isn't even gonna touch. Wow, that is some interesting pathing, to say the least. But he's gonna get spotted on the ward. There it is.
We do see a Fire Drake, so we might see an early Dragon Call going down some point in this game.
That is true. But again, you know, the bot lane is getting pushed in again. But you know, not a fun time, but it is what it is. Xerath getting the poke down. Oof.
Heavy harass.
Yeah, and that's the Xerath Zoe matchup. It's just poke, poke, poke all the time. But once the Zoe hits 6 and she gets a few items, she just... Oh, hello. Oh,
See an
no.
engage going down by the
no.
Gragas.
Oh,
He ends up under the tower. Trundle pillars him in. Zoe looking for this kill. She's only got roughly 200 HP. We see the ignite. Is it going to be enough?
Goodbye.
It does pick up the first blood.
Oh, jeez. Gragas, buddy. Amigo. Like...
A level 3 tower dive.
That was horribly timed. Like, he tried to flash over the minions and then E, but his E wasn't in range. You literally just had to wait another, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and you get the gank off. But, completely misplayed and gives up first blood. And did he give doubles? No, he just gave a red buff over. And jeez. A lot of mistakes.
Still waiting for the Gragas.
Yeah. But the Zoe, in theory, could kill the Xerath here. But, she has to play it very well. Hit the sleepy bubble and, just auto him down. But that's a bit of poke onto the Orin. Not that big of a deal. Just going to walk out of that and be like, I call onto the gods later on in this game. I'll just engage onto you and be like, what you going to do? Now, my question is, how is that gold lead? And if the Alawi catches up in gold, even though she's down CS, she's still up, 50 gold, and that's just purely kleptomancy, now 100 gold.
She has been getting those ghost procs and just procking on him in general. We do see Trundle coming in for the gank, gets the pillar off, but Yasuo disengages with his tornado, third Q.
Yeah, these gank timings on both sides are a bit suboptimal. We want to wait until Yasuo doesn't have the second part of his Steel Tempest up. But, I'm wondering if the Trundle will Oh, Yasuo, please don't go in. I'm begging you, do not go in. She has 3 tentacles right there. Like, low-key, just hoping that he has his monitor on and notices it. It's just a low-key thing.
He likes those tentacles.
Some hentai kind of stuff up in there,
That joke always has to make it in whenever you see an Alawi in game.
Yep, it does. If you don't do it, you're doing something wrong,
We see Trundle hovering around that Drake. He's doing Skull right now.
Trundle is not the kind of champion that can solo the Drake, but his bot lane does have pressure, and we were talking about that Rawr's bot lane pressure is going to be there. That, Zyra Khan does beat Varus anything in reality. So, if the Trundle's smart, he'll go clear the vision off of the Drake. Why? Just go clear the vision. Now they know you're there. Like,
the question mark pings coming out from blue side.
Yeah, complete misplay onto the Trundle. All he had to do was clear vision and eventually just, push for the Drake. But
well, I will speak from personal experience that the Trundle can take Drake level 4 with just the jungle item. By himself.
You gotta play it correctly.
We do see the Sleepy Trouble bubble, but the Gragas is coming in, gets his stun, his big belly, gets the Q out. She gets smacked by the Xerath. Xerath is ulting. She's running around. Trundle is going in for it. The Zoe does go down to the Xerath, and Gragas gets to walk away. A good bar brawl for them.
Oh, jeez. Just a bunch of misplays. Back and forth, back and forth. But, they got the kill out of it. It's whatever. We live in. It's fine. It's all good. We'll get through it. Whatever it takes, I know I can make it. Kind of thing. We're alright. The Yasuo is still pushing in the Alawi, which,
Alawi is teleporting in.
Yeah. We do have to see what they intend to do.
Trundle coming back to the bottom lane.
Oh, don't tell me he's gonna revisit gank. Jeez.
He's going in. He wants this. He's
that
he
flash.
tries to block off the Varus. The Varus flashes over. He ults the Ornn. And Xayah looking to get something, but they just walk away. Too close to their tower.
Oh, jeez. That flash initiate was, good. You burned the Varus flash, but then the ult
The Yasuo getting bursted by the Alawi. She ultimates and get on the Ghost and Yasuo, getting 2 tentacles, immediate pop.
You want to know what happened up there? Just completely clapped.
I did not expect that much damage.
Neither was I.
3/4 HP. God.
Just the blatant disrespect. This Yasuo needs to build an Executioner's Calling, and he needs to start respecting the Alawi. Because if not, he's going to lose the matchup really hard.
Rawr has the vision on the Gragas, or at least they knew that Gragas was around there. Ornn moving up. Looks like he was just checking to see no one was on Dragon. Gragas is going in on the Zoe.
Oh, the cast!
Misses his ultimate. The Sleepy
my.
Trouble Bubble goes onto the Gragas. She's trying to throw out a Q. Lands on the Gragas. Doesn't do a lot of damage. The Trundle coming in. Pillars the Xerath. Zerath stuns the Zoe. Trundle going in on the Zerath, and Gragas will knock the Trundle away. Zerath picking up the Trundle with a Q. Zerath ults, trying to find the Zoe. The Zoe is running around while the Gragas is going to pick her up.
Oh, jeez. Hindsight's 2020, but if only he had the ultimate, the Trundle. If he had ult there, he would have probably been alright, but yikes, a little bit there. I
Yes,
don't know.
the Trundle did die just before the ultimate came off.
Bit unfortunate there, but you know, at the end of the day, it was just well played by the Gragas, well played by the Zerath, hit all their abilities where they needed to hit, and you know, now they just build their lead even more.
Well, it's only a 300 gold lead at this point.
Yeah, but that lead is going to expand.
That Ghost just taking so much damage. He's getting slowed. He's going to be spawning tentacles now for the Alawi.
Oh, jeez. This is not going to be a good time for the Yasuo. The Yasuo is just so far behind. Like, if we go look at the gold differential, you know, it's a solid 400 gold. Oh. But that Alawi needs the back. She's sitting on 2,100 gold right now. Holy. That's a black cleaver right there.
We're 11 minutes in this game. Still no side is made to pick up that Fire Drake who's just chilling in the pit.
For the side of Rawr, they need to
We're seeing the Gragas getting cut off. He does body slam outside. And they just disengage. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I thought something was going to happen as well. Oh, wait, hello.
They don't have pillar. He gets out.
Yeah, he's gone. He's just going to get a lot of...
Never
Oh, hello,
mind.
wait a minute.
The
Wait a
slow
minute.
coming in from the Ghost as he breaks the tether, and they manage to pick him off just as they get into tower range. I thought he was going to live. I am sorry.
He had flash. What? Nani?
Vegas coming in, throwing out the ultimate. He's clearing this minion wave. He doesn't want them to take this tower.
That's just one of those, like, Nani moments. What just happened, Top? He had flash, he had wind wall, he had everything. What? Okay. I'm just, like...
Well, maybe he was thinking the same thing I did, that he could just walk away.
I guess, but, like, he has no resistance. He had to flash. Ah, jeez. That's just a straight up misplay by the side of Mammoth. I don't know,
We're
like...
seeing Rawr taking back that gold advantage.
Yeah, top lane is kind of, you know, their dead lane now. If I'm the jungler, I'm not looking there anymore. You gotta start looking towards the bot lane. You know, Call of the Forge God and Chain of Corruptions are both up.
Orin going in. The Varus misses his ultimate. And Rakan is just going to be able to walk away from that.
Bit interesting there. And now, you know, they just gotta wait it out.
The Mammoth team taking the scuttle right out from under their nose. No vision for Rawr there. But Trundle making a play on the other side of the map, going for the Fire Drake, while the Zerath shows that they know he's there.
This is not a good idea.
The Forge God going out by Orin. He decides to go onto the Xayah instead of the Trundle. The Trundle is looking to go back over this wall, potentially. The Xayah walking away under all of this. And Trundle goes over the wall and he's trying to get out. He's saying, this is a bad idea. Why did I go over the wall? And he manages to walk away as well. Zoe chunks the Orin, the dragon doing lots of damage.
Oh, sleepy bubble.
Rakan getting a jump on them. And we're seeing another fight going down, and Gragas just doesn't want this. He disengages for the team. He throws everybody away.
So that was a terrible call on the side of Rawr. I don't know if it's tilt or if that was just... I don't know. But why would you do the dragon there? You have no pressure mid. You have You have pressure bot, but the Xerath just saw you on the Drake. What are you doing?
Well, the Xerath did take a shot in the dark because at the time, Rawr had it pink warded.
I mean, I guess. Just
But now,
that preemptive
Mammoth
wind
has
wall is going to cost them. Oh, she missed.
Lowy looking for that Yasuo kill.
She missed
She's
the test of
hungry.
spirit. She needs to hit that test of spirit, especially if she's maxing it, which she should be. Like, she can get a lot of damage onto the Yasuo if she, you know, hits him with it.
Rift Herald summoned in the mid lane long before it reaches tower. Looks like they want to push down this tower and then use Shelly for the second tier. But Shelly does take down the first tier, and they're just going to walk away. Trundle does get stunned, but nothing going on there, and Shelly will go down.
No, that was, you know, it was an alright use of Rift Herald. The tower was already below half HP. But I guess they do just want to open up the map. That does give them a bit more pressure for the Drake. So now it's just a matter of clearing out vision.
Yasuo sitting at below half HP. Alawi looking for the kill, but she's deciding to take the tower instead.
Now, what I find interesting, she's up 30 CS, she has a kill lead. Why not just go Trinity Force? If she would have gone Trinity Force, she just completely demolishes everything up there. But yeah.
We are seeing a dance around the Dragon Pit. Gragas looking, maybe hoping to throw somebody into his team.
Well, both top laners do have TP, so if anything, this is going to be a scrappy 5v5.
Sleepy Trouble Bubble going onto the Ornn. We're going to see a Paddle Star smack him for about a third of his HP. Gragas looking to engage. He's just walking straight up. Call of the Forge God going out. He's going to catch the Zoe. The Gragas is ults the Zoe back over. He's looking for it. The Trundle gets an ult off
Chain of
onto the Ornn. He's
corruption.
sapping some stats. The Xayah throws out an ultimate, shreds some HP. We're seeing two of the Mammoths go down while Xerath is getting chased down, gets Test of Spirited. He's slowed down by the Alawi. Tentacles are coming out, and they pick up the Xerath.
Oh my gosh. That was just an unfortunate fight. Call of the Forge God does hit, but the Gragas misses the R completely and just butchers the fight from there. Malawi's able to teleport in, get the slows off. Zoe ends up chunking everyone. And, you know, the Xayah ult comes in, stuns two people, and that's just the end of the fight there. You just lose it at that point.
We do see that Rawr has taken the bottom tower and is going for this Fire Drake. Mammoths are looking to try and contest it, but I don't know if they can get there before they take it, and they take it, just as the Gragas shows up.
Yeah, that dragon, there was no chance in hell that they were ever going to be able to get that. That's just completely gone. This game, you know, starting to spiral out of control a little bit. All that the Mammoths need to do is just relax and just wait. That the Gragas is building tank, so they will eventually outscale. So it's just a matter of time, and they just need to wait until they can equalize the game.
Mammoth looking to take this bottom tower. Rawr looking to answer it. They managed to get the Gragas under tower. He's tanking, but he's too beefy for that. The Varus threw out the ultimate onto the Rakan.
Oh, Yasuo. Yasuo, don't do it. I'm like watching the... I'm watching the Yasuo low-key, and it looks like he wants to take a fight, but like, oh honey, you're way too far behind to actually be fighting. Then, you know, we're just having the ARAM bot lane, so, you know, that's all good. We're just chilling. Gold lead in favor, you know, about 3k.
The Gragas initiating onto the Trundle. The Trundle ults the Varus, goes down, does not have the stats to siphon, but they pick up the Ornn in the middle of all that.
Featherstorm.
And Zaya blocking or dodging the Xerath ultimate with her ultimate, but she ends up getting picked off by the Xerath because he has more than one shot.
Featherstorm coming out and just not able to save her. You know, it's just an unfortunate event right there. They get the pick, but then in turn, the ADC is just out of position, and so is the Trundle, so they just die for it. And, you know, the Yasuo up top just completely getting smashed by the Alawi. At this point, they need to...
tower, but meanwhile, the top tower goes down.
At this point, they need to send the Varus and Orin up top lane, try to deal with the Alawi, let the Yasuo farm bot. But, you know, the waves are just so out of control. Like, they're just not in a good position. Mammoth have put themselves into a disadvantageous position. I mean, this is kind of the power of, you know, an early mid-game team comp. Like, you put Orin bot lane, but, like, all he can do is engage and disengage. Other than that, he's not tanky as he would be in top lane. You know, the Yasuo's trying to scale. The Gragas, all you can really hope for is, you know, the ults that he can pull someone in.
Gragas looking to engage on the Trundle. Varus ults the Trundle. Trundle flashes out, and Xerath is throwing out his ults onto the Trundle, but Trundle had already siphoned off some stats and is not taking any damage.
Yeah, it was a good chain of corruptions, but, you know, you didn't follow it up with Forge God. You don't have Gragas ult up there. The Yasuo wasn't there to capitalize. You know, it was a good idea, but
Gragas looking to engage again. Orin calling the Forge God. He manages to get Trundle again, and Zaya and Zoe are gonna try to hold this mid tower.
I'm pretty sure that Zaya just DC. Yeah, there it is.
There is a pause coming up.
Didn't affect anything of that fight. You know, they were already dead.
I called Rakan Zaya.
Oh, Jesus.
They're both bird folk.
Listen, just because they're birds does not mean you get the right to mispronounce their name.
They all look the same to me.
Racist.
Wow. So, the Zaya seems to have DC'd, so we're going to take a little bit of a breather here. What do you see with the with Rawr and Mammoth here? Where they have the gold lead, but what's going on?
So, they're just not playing correctly, in a sense. Like, you're just giving away gold to a team comp that outscales you. They need to be grouping up here and just pushing down their advantages. Do a 4-1 comp. Like, you have the Alawi, she can 2v1, 3v1 at this point. You know, let her stay top lane or put her into the bot lane at this point. You already have both top towers. And just 4-man push mid, trying to get that, you know, T1 tower. That's, you know, that should be their plan on the side of Rawr over there. But for Mammoth, they just need to defend. That's literally all that needs to happen for the next, you know, 10-15 minutes. If they can defend and get to that late game point, the game's over and they'll win.
The game is back. Seems that Mammoth is moving away from this tower.
Again, Mammoth need to send their bot lane into that top lane and try to defend against the Alawi. Because that Yasuo, as much as I love Yasuo, he's useless right now. Like, he is not a champion that exists in this game.
We're seeing a 3-man squad roaming about the jungle. Meanwhile, red side seems to be putting some gold on the map with the Zoe and Alawi looking to pick someone off, maybe?
That Alawi could 1v3. She's gonna take them back, which is smart on her part. She doesn't have the vision to know that they're there, but I guess, you know, that sixth sense where it's just like, I'm probably getting ganked here. I should just, and then go. You know, we all get that one feeling that's like, do I push one more wave or do I leave? And usually that time where you stay, you get collapsed on by 5 people, and it's just like, well, you know, I tried.
Looks like everybody's beginning to group around the mid to Baron area. Zoe throwing out his trouble bubble, but Gragas not getting what he was looking for.
She hit the Xerath, which, you know, is a good target, but you hit the Gragas there, you start to do damage.
Xerath throwing out the ultimate, looking for some harass. Does not manage to get a kill, but he may force Zoe back.
I don't know. Right now, I don't know why, but Rawr is just sitting there eating.
Call of the Forge God going out. He's initiating on the Xayah. Xayah ults out of there. Gragas throws his, but doesn't manage to force her back into their team. They manage to take this tower, though, and they're going to walk away. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, Alawi just pushing away, taking another tower for Rawr.
That was a good feather storm on the part of the Xayah, you know. She was able to get out of it. But right now, Rawr is just sitting there eating beans, bro. Like, they're just sitting there not doing anything. You have such a huge lead right now, but it feels like they're just not doing anything.
Got a fight going on in the bottom lane. Alawi knocking away at this tower, tanking the turret. She takes the tower. Meanwhile, there's 3 of them around her. She gets 2 tentacles up, does not manage to use any of them, and she goes down to the Varus.
It doesn't even matter. She gets the inhib tower. They get Infernal Drake off of it. That's their second Infernal. Like, finally, Rawr decides to start pushing their advantage. I don't know. Right now, it seems as if they fight with Alawi, they'll be alright. But if not, they're going to lose. That, if my prediction is correct, most of their gold is onto the Alawi. Their entire gold lead is the Alawi. Because everyone else is almost even. Mid lane is down 1,000 gold. ADCs are dead even. Supports are, you know, almost even. Your entire lead is on the Alawi. You need to fight with her. But the Alawi is still just going bot.
Well, it might be the strong team fight they're trying to avoid, because remember in the pregame you were praising Mammoth's team fight.
Rakan just ulted.
The sleepy trouble bubble going onto the Xerath. The Orin is body blocking for him, and he will walk away scot-free.
Did you notice that? Like, was that a bug or something? That the Rakan just ulted Scuttlecrab?
I did not see that.
But
it appears as though he did.
That's where you just put in chat, like, the thinking emoji. Or
possibly
just
a fat finger.
I guess so. It must have been, because that's a monk ass.
Oh, we're seeing some pings going out. Orin looking for assistance.
No one's gonna do Baron. If you do Baron right now, you got the biggest balls on earth. I swear to God.
Alawi going into the bottom lane, looking to really pressure somebody away from the Baron pit.
I mean, okay, hello, Zoe. Thought she would actually.
Greg is just starting the Baron. Doesn't look like they're committing.
Yeah. What are you doing there, fat man?
Zoe looking for a pit with her trouble bubble.
See, now this is where, you know, it's unlucky that Varus doesn't have TP and he has heal, because Varus could probably go down and wave clear against Alawi. But right now, this Yasuo
Alawi engaging onto the Yasuo. Gets the Test of Spirit, starts pounding away at his ghost. She manages to pop it. He's slowed down. He's gonna start spawning tentacles. She doesn't care. She's looking to get him. He flashes the Q, and she's just going to pound town on that inhibitor.
Wow, the Feather Storm coming out from the Xayah.
Gragas coming in. She tests the spirits. Yasuo ults her. She gets 3 tentacles from her ultimate. Pounds away at the Gragas and kills him. She's looking for blood. She's going after the Yasuo. Yasuo manages to sidestep the Q. She's pounding away at the inhibitor. Gets to test the spirit. She's still gonna beat on this ghost. Procs the ghost. Yasuo is going to be spawning tentacles. And she's going to... Alawi is pounding away at this inhibitor. Ornn shows up, trying to get her off. He gets her off, but after she takes the inhibitor. and she walks away.
Mammoth misplayed that so poorly, and now it's
Meanwhile,
going to
Rawr is
translate.
taking the Baron.
Oh, jeez. This is not going to
Zerath
end
sitting
well.
around hoping to find a pick. And he flashes the Sleepy Trouble Bubble / Pillar. But he manages to get them off the Baron.
Either way, misplayed by the side of Mammoth. They could have just... Oh, geez, Zoe.
Zoe in a bad spot here. Varus picks her up while the Zerath cut off her escape with his ultimate. We're seeing some pings going out by Mammoth looking to try and take this. Meanwhile, supers are pushing down in the bottom lane. Teleport going out by Alawi into the bottom lane. Trundle and Rakan looking around this Baron. Rakan getting bursted by the Zerath. Yasuo Q knocking up the Trundle.
Alawi's
sitting
just
at
gonna
about
take...
half health.
Alawi's
Alawi
gonna take the
going
Nexus tower.
at it with the Nexus towers, takes one of them, is still pushing. Mammoth cannot stay, they're backing off. They managed to pick off the Trundle somehow, though.
Hello, guys.
And they are beginning to fight the Alawi. Alawi tests the spirit onto the Ornn. She manages to get 3 tentacles off with her ultimate. Murders the Ornn. Throws off the Yasuo, kills him too, and she is beating away on this Nexus tower while Mammoth is still at the Baron pit. They pick off the Xayah, but they cannot back as Rakan goes in. He's knocking them up. They kill Rakan, but Alawi is beating on the Nexus, and she takes it.
Wow. Like, jeez. What just happened? So many things went wrong on the side of Mammoth.
A beautiful game coming out by the side of Rawr.
Jeez. Why? Their complete mess up was not sending the bot lane to go deal with Alawi after T1 was taken. Like, look at the Varus, 603. You have the mid laner, 516. Like, you have so many options to go deal with the Alawi, and they used none of it. Rawr, playing to their advantage, letting the Alawi split push the entire game. I don't think the Alawi saw the team or another champion from her team at all. That, to be 100% honest with you, well played on the side of Rawr capitalizing on the mistakes of Mammoth.
Well, let's move over to the damage to champions. We see some surprising numbers coming out on the side of Mammoth versus Rawr, actually.
Yeah, Mammoth, outdamaged by everyone except for, the Alawi Yasuo. It just happened to be that Mammoth played the game, incorrectly. Their ability to, rotate the map was just not there. And, that translates into their loss. As a team, Rawr just, played better, I guess. Jeez. Just a yikes of a game. Mammoth really need to go back and look that their laning phase was fine, except for the Yasuo. They all played, all right. They just have to think
about damage taken. We certainly see the Gragas and Trundle putting out huge numbers for being meat shields for their team.
Yeah, they did what they had to do, but just overall, not so fun of a game for the side of Mammoth. They did have control; they could have won that game, but unfortunate events.
Well, how about MVP for Rawr and MVP for Mammoth? Your opinions?
Obviously, for Rawr, it's the Alawi. There's no doubt in that. Like, they just played better. That's just, it is what it is. Like, she outplayed everyone. And for the side of Mammoth, probably give it to the Varus. That or the Xerath. I guess Xerath, You know, he's stopped a lot of things from happening incorrectly mid lane. He just overall played it well. But that's really all I have on this game. There's
Okay,
just,
well,
I don't know. Mammoth played mechanically better, except for the Yasuo. But I don't know. They need to work on their rotations.
all right. Well, I guess we'll leave it at that then. A good show by both Rawr and Mammoth in this game. Rawr certainly showing why they were the top team.
Trying to reclaim. Well, they have reclaimed that 1 seed by half a game. So we'll have to see what happens with them.